And what's so cool about the hypothalamus is that not only is it the system that tells you what to do when you know what to do, but it also is the system that tells you what to do when you don't know what to do. And what you do when you don't know what to do is to look around and explore. And what's cool about the hypothalamus is that the impulse to explore is just as old as the impulse to drink water, or to eat, or to engage in sexual activity, or maybe even, maybe not, but maybe even to breathe. It's not epiphenomenal. It's way down there. It's an old, 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 old system. And so then you might ask yourself, well, if all of these little hypothalamic goal structures are games, and they are like the game of getting water. You know, you played the game of life when you were a kid, maybe if you're as old as me, and that was all about getting the necessities of life. That's your hypothalamus for you. But it also says, well, in the absence of certainty, explore. And so then that raises a couple of questions, and one question might be, well, you have these needs, we'll call them. They're more complicated than that. And one question is, well, what should be the relationship between them? What's more important? Well, part of the answer to that is, well, when, and over what time span, and with who. And those are really relevant questions because you're not alone, and good for you because you just die. And then the other question is, how are all these specific systems that are dedicated towards specific sub-goals to be construed in relationship to the goal of exploring? Now, because exploring, that's a weird process, right? Because when you explore, which is what you can do when you've made a mistake, let's say, or what you can do when you're bored, because if you're bored, why not explore? And what are you doing? Well, you're foraging, because when you explore, you use the same system that squirrels use to go find nuts, because that's what they like to explore the world for, nuts, and so that's kind of what you're doing, except the nuts, so to speak, that you're foraging for are generally abstractions because you're an abstract creature, and instead of finding nuts, you find how to find nuts because you're a creature of abstraction. And so we'd rather know how to do something, as Christ said in the New Testament actually said, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, then you feed him for a lifetime, and that's kind of the same idea.